Let's face it, at least once in our lives, we've found ourselves in the checkout line of Target minding our own business when the thought pops into our head, I wonder if Selena and Bella will ever be able to mend their friendship. It's a strange phenomenon of human nature and often a brilliant PR stunt, but famous feuds are nothing new. The new TV series, Feud, takes us back to a time when Bette Davis and Joan Crawford were at the height of their careers. The alleged bad blood between the two couldn't keep them from being the epitome of starlet style. Today I'm gonna dive into the 3 style lessons we can learn from these legendary leading ladies. I'm Heather and this is Fancy That. Number 1, if you don't like what you see, do something about it. After having a long and lucrative career in Hollywood, Joan Crawford was incensed when she realized that there were no leading roles for women over a certain age. She took matters into her own hands and pitched the 1962 film Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. This created the perfect leading roles for herself and Bette Davis. Joan knew moviegoers would eat this film up because it was the first time these two well-known rivals would be coming together in a film. So if you don't see yourself being represented, feel free to take the lead. A little tip for adding silver screen style to your wardrobe is to think custom. There are so many creators out there, like my friend Jen of Atomic Starlet, who put so much time and effort into doing custom work. For me, it always feels a little bit more special to skip a few impulse buys so that I can find a unique vintage piece or purchase something that's been custom or handmade for me. Or if you're super crafty, make it yourself. And as for Joan's little movie pitch, it was a box office hit and even earned Bette Davis an Oscar nomination. Number 2, use what you've got to your own advantage. Joan was quoted as saying of Bette Davis, "One look at her face and you'd think she'd never had a happy day or night in her life." But clearly we know that Bette Davis was known for her beautiful, bright eyes. There's even a song about them. In order to keep them that way, Miss Davis had a few tricks up her sleeve. She reportedly used a combination of cucumber and petroleum jelly on her eyes every single day. So I thought if it was good enough for Bette, might as well try it on myself. So I've asked my lovely assistant to help me with my beauty treatments. Bette would have used the petroleum jelly under her eyes. Thank you very much. I actually don't have Vaseline around, but I do have Smith's Rosebud Salve, so that's what we're gonna use. This seems like a really, really bad idea. Apparently Miss Davis thought that this would help depuff her eye bags. Next we'll go in with the cucumber. Thank you. And place them gently on our eyes, like so. Do I have Bette Davis eyes? Joan, on the other hand, was a little bit more stringent about her beauty routines. Daily facials featuring an ice bath sounds a little bit like torture to me, but just for you, I'm willing to give it a try. Ice water, please. So Joan was known to do this every morning 25 times. We'll see how far I make it. Oh. Okay, we'll go for 10. That is a much braver woman than I, but I don't have a pore on my face, do I? And finally, number 3, a few fashion tips straight from the leading ladies. In her slightly outrageous 1971 book, My Way of Life, Joan encouraged readers to go big or go home. Her number 1 shopping rule, don't buy a dress until you can buy all of the accessories. And if, like me, you can't spend your life in curlers, then make sure to have a matching hat made. Anybody know a hat maker? Bette took a little bit more of a demure approach to fashion. She paints a pretty clear picture of her fashion sensibilities. I often think that a slightly exposed shoulder on a long satin nightgown packs more sex than 2 naked bodies in bed. Thanks for the visual. If you need a fabulous hat to top off your wardrobe like Joan, you can find plenty of vintage ones on Etsy and in your local vintage shops. Prefer the shoulder-bearing tops of Bette? One of my favorite sites, the Oblong Box Shop, sells plenty of tops to choose from. So whether or not you buy into all that shade the ladies were throwing, no one can hold a grudge as glamorously as Bette Davis and Joan Crawford. I hope you guys liked today's video. Let me know down below. Are you a Joan? Are you a Bette? And if you need more HISSYFIT, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos. If you want to spend a little more time with me before next week, all of my links will be down below. That's it from me for today, guys. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.